highway. Yes.
Hi, Joel, is that you?
It's me.
Okay, awesome. I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna put you on mute for about 5 minutes and then we'll start the meeting.
So,
Okay,
let's call this meeting to order at 3:00. We'll start by all standing for the pledge. You want to lead us, Brian?
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Roll call. Chairman Van Dorn,
Here.
Mr. Winky,
Present.
Mr. Clance,
Present.
Mr. Yago,
Present.
Ms. Parks.
Present. Austin. Recognition of visitors. If you'd like to introduce yourself and give us your address.
Gary Peters, 409 South Fifth.
Nadine Peterson, 312 South Fourth. Elliot Jackson with the Wet Mountain Tribune.
Awesome. Elliot. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, online. I believe we have Joel Troyer online. Is that correct? Is Joel muted?
Who was? Oh,
Can you
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, you want to state your name, Joel?
Hi, I'm Joel Troyer,
Okay.
Roberts, Montana, formerly of Westcliff.
All right. Good to see you again, Joel. Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna flip to new business, so that, Joel can get his business done and, then have to spend the rest of the time here listening to what we're talking about. Joel, is he, you there, Joel?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Could you explain a little bit about what you want to do here?
So I've had the 105 Ridgeline property for quite a few years, and we've been trying to find a buyer for it for approximately 3 years, and we got this crazy idea of, well, it's 3.5 acres. Maybe if we made it more affordable or split it down into 1 acre partials, it would help.
Okay, so your intention is to sell the property rather than develop it?
I'm going to try to sell it. One of the neighbors actually expressed interest in a smaller piece of it. And maybe we'll develop one, maybe we'll sell them, whatever it takes to get them to create some interest and some structure.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
Where is the property?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
There. So,
It's behind Westcliff, the hotel.
Oh, yeah, it's Westcliff in there.
yeah,
It's
that,
just behind
that,
there.
I can make this.
Is that zone, how is that zoned?
H1, I think, highway commercial.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Do you want to split it into three, Joel? Is that three equal lots or?
Yeah, sorry. John, we need to start the public hearing. If we're gonna start talking about it,
Okay,
there's a little script.
so you have the script for
I
me?
gave it, it was right on top.
It's
Maybe it's under your. It's stapled as a separate thing. It should be,
notice of public hearing.
no, look under the map, there's a script.
Under your map.
Put it under there. I put it right on top.
I'll wait for you to find it. Oh, that map.
I said it, but. Where did it go? I said it right on top of here.
That's- Did you set it on top of somebody else?
I said it on Paul's.
Really?
Paul stole it, I'm sorry.
Paul, yeah, I'm sure Paul did not do that.
I don't even know, it's right here.
Okay.
It's her fault.
So do we have to adjourn this meeting and then open it?
You don't
No,
have to adjourn it,
okay,
just open the public.
okay. So, and I'm reading the things in italics, right?
Correct, and I
Okay.
filled in the,
Okay. Okay, public hearing is now open for the purpose of considering new business. Agenda item A, consideration to split of Lot 2 Howard Minor parcel number 00100244402 into 3 lots. And do I need to read anything else?
no, just then Joel can state what it is he wants to do with the lot,
Okay,
what it is, you know, and-
which we already did.
right, and then
Okay,
any public comments.
do we start with public comment?
Since we did Joel, we can start with public comment now.
Okay.
You can decide to limit the time. Then you would close it, discuss it among yourselves.
Okay,
and-
and when can we ask Joel questions? Well, we've already done that.
You can ask them after you close,
Okay,
because the public hearings for public comment mostly.
okay. So, do I have any public comments?
Good.
I don't think we do.
Mhm.
Discussion among the commissioners. Any thoughts you'd like to share?
Joel,
I'm closing the public meeting and now we go for discussion.
Joel, do you have any idea how you're gonna divide it to 3? Are these all gonna have, these lots gonna have individual access from that road on the east and north?
Yes. So my initial thought was take a piece off the back from the motel and a piece going east and west off the other property line, and then have a smaller corner lot kind of in the curve, in the turn. Maybe that would be just under an acre, between a 3/4 acre and an acre.
Yeah. But I
Does
would
that-
be, as a town, I'd be concerned about not building any new roads in there, but accessing all from that road there.
Correct. Of Ridgeline Drive.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So you're looking at a large triangle to the west, a large, or not triangle, rectangle to the west, a rectangle to the south, and then your slice of pie right there on the turn of Ridgeline?
Yes, sir.
Which would be plenty enough room for setbacks and everything.
Well, that's, yeah. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anything else? Leslie, Chuck?
This is all commercial.
Yes, highway commercial.
Okay, are those lots big enough to support some kind of business?
They're gonna be about an acre, right, Joel?
Yes. An acre, maybe it's like 3.45 acres currently.
Okay.
They would
And
do
like-
the setbacks and everything.
Yeah, you can see the lot to the north
Mm-hmm.
there, behind the service station. That, which is
Yes.
built commercial property for window and doors. Up,
Oops. Here?
Yeah, it's right up, just above, straight north
just
of, yeah.
straight north of the motel.
Right. I can't see. Oh, up
There
here?
you go. Right there, down,
Down.
get that box off there.
It's,
Yeah, hate those
it's hard to
boxes.
control this thing.
There you go, right there.
This one.
Yeah.
Right there.
I don't know how big
All right,
that-
big roller. Okay, yeah.
Is that an acre?
So it probably says on that,
It's 0.83 acres.
Okay.
so that's a good example right next door that it's plenty big enough for a commercial property. Any other questions?
There's three things you can do. Vote to recommend it, recommend that it's approved to the board, recommend that it's denied to the board, or recommend that it's continued for more information.
Right, right. Uh,
I recommend that we approve, Mr. Troyer, subdividing that into 3 separate lots.
And just to be clear, we don't decide or approve, we just recommend to the Board of Trustees that, that they accept this proposal.
Yes. You know, Joel, I think, I don't want to withdraw my motion, but it would be nice if you sent us kind of an outline of how those lots are gonna lay, because people at the board meeting might want to ask that question. So if you
Okay.
do that with Melanie, it would be maybe more illustrative to the board of directors.
There's an option to approve with that conditions as
Okay.
well, so
Yeah,
if you want to do that.
I'll make that motion. Sorry, my motion was not seconded. I'd like to amend it.
Brian,
I'm sorry?
Brian
I second it, but that's fine.
we're gonna amend it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd like to amend my motion to approving the subdivision of this property by Mr. Troyer, as long as he provides us a sketch of how the lots are gonna lay out.
Second the amendment.
Do I have a second?
We have
Brian just
a second from Brian. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
motion carries.
There you go.
Thank you, Joel, that's all.
Hey.
Ms. Joel,
And I'll get with you after this.
Okay. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
I'm gonna scoot on to work, guys.
all right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
So I'm going to go back to old business and continue discussion on the PUD, the various PUDs within the town boundaries. Just to bring everybody up to date, PUDs are kind of a special case. They are, they oftentimes have their own zoning regulations, both commercial and residential. And unless there's a specific clause within the PUD documents that provides an expiration date, they tend to last in perpetuity. So we have, we're really a historical town, the old subdivision that was put together by the Clifton Company, the railroad actually, in the late 1800s, surrounded by PUDs. And as a result, right now we have 7 different residential zones in town, including the one in our Title 10 regulations, and then 6 others that are associated with PUDs. There are some exceptions to that. The only PUD that has an expiration is Adams Filing 2 on the upper left-hand corner of your map. That expired in 2024, so that the town does have some agency there to make changes. It also means that, as I've stated previously, our ADU ordinance only applies to the old part of town, the historical part of town. But it could now, after that expiration, apply to filing number 2 for Adams. Also, digging a little deeper into Vindi Parquet, they state very explicitly that there can only be one dwelling per lot. And then they say in the same paragraph that you can have a guest house. So there is a possibility we could allow PUDs in that, allow ADUs in that PUD. The other thing, as long as we're talking about Vindy Parquet, and I've marked this, the lettered lots in that PUD are residential. Or the numbered lots are. The lettered lots are either multifamily or commercial. However, there's no specific wording within the PUD as to what that means. So we've talked before about updating our multifamily code designation or language, and we talked a little bit about that before. That would apply also to the proposed town-owned multifamily zone that's shown on the map as well now. The filing one, this is just more information of the Adams PUD, is governed by an ordinance that was created in 1972. It was interesting that that ordinance was done with a HUD grant and a consultant to help us put it together. So it has some similarities to the DOLA model code that we've been looking at for information on how to proceed going forward. The other thing that I would like to mention is we now have a $100,000 grant from DOLA that would allow us to hire a consultant that could help with some of these issues. So Melanie, you want to talk a little bit about that? This will be going out for bid to consultants here shortly.
Sure, yes, so the grant total is $125,000, $100,000 from DOLA, and we're matching 25. And let's see, the purpose, I can just read real quick if that would help. Purpose of the LPC grant is to provide funding to local governments to increase the capacity of their planning departments responsible for processing land use, permitting, and zoning applications for housing projects. Fast track or expedited review of affordable housing projects is also a top priority to increase the number of units built. We can use the the grant funds to support new staff, hiring consultants, implementing new systems and technology, revising land use development codes, regional collaborations and tracking, and documentation of Prop 123 goals.
Okay, so that one thing, developing land use development codes would apply to basically everything we've been talking here.
Exactly.
I've been looking at our 7 different residential zones, both in the older ordinance that we had in 1972 and in the DOLA model code that we've been looking at. There's basically 3 different residential codes: small lot, medium lot, and big lot. And I think we can get our residential codes down to those 3 categories without violating any of the language of the existing PUDs. So
I'm gonna ask a question.
yeah,
Are there issues now with our lot codes?
there are issues. And the issue has been, we had a code, and I don't think we're aware of this, and our existing single-family residential code really just applies to that historical subdivision dating back to the late 19th century. But we have been applying those same requirements to all the PUDs not knowing that the PUDs had different requirements. And so we were setting ourselves up for possible lawsuits by doing that.
I'm confused. For example, if you go up to Shadow Ridge, which is kind of our most recent,
Yes,
is there something about that development which violates our land use codes?
no, because they're not subject to our residential code. They have their own code.
Okay.
But we've been applying our code to them, but, well, I'm not sure about that, but it's certainly been happening in some of the other PUDs. For example, our code is a 5 foot side yard setback. Theirs, I think, is 10 or 15. And they would be part of a large lot, single family residential code. Their lots are quite a bit larger than in the town. And Vivendi Parquet is kind of medium size, and depending on what side of Adams Boulevard, Adams 502 is either medium or large.
All right, so are PUDs allowed to set their own standards?
Yes,
Okay. So if they're allowed to set their own standards, which could exceed ours,
they're different, but yes, they could exceed ours.
could be less than ours.
They could also be less than ours, but in this case, they all tend to exceed ours in terms of side yard setbacks,
Yes.
for instance.
So my point is.
They also have minimum building size
Yes,
that would exceed our 550. So and so we've got to figure out a way to honor all of that. And in my opinion, not have 7 different codes, but 3.
I just think we're opening a can of worms here in terms of trying to make something work for everything. That's all. It seems like it's working now.
Well, it hasn't been working because Dwight didn't know that we had 7 different codes.
Well, that's not, I mean, we have 7 different codes. Dwight should have known that as part of his job, but my point is that since long as I've been on the board, which is quite a while, I don't believe we've ever had an issue with a property owner. I'm just saying. Now, I don't know what you're gonna try to do in all the PUD areas is try to make a new code for purposes of.
Well, I don't think there's any reason to change the code in the historical area. We can just leave it as it is.
Okay, where would we be changing the code then?
We would just be adding 2 more codes that would encompass the PUDs.
This. That would encompass the PDUs.
Or we just go forward and have 7.
Is there a problem with having 7?
It's just the complexity of it.
Yeah, but John, I'm not understanding something. If the PUDs, as apparently they've done, they've developed a code for their specific PUD.
Correct.
And yet we have a separate code for the non-PUD areas. Is that correct?
Yes, for basically the historical area, for residential.
For residential. So what would we be trying to do then with a new code that we might develop?
We would not change our existing code. It would only apply to the historical area.
So you're saying no new code?
We do not have to change anything as long as Dwight knows that there's 6 other areas that have
Well,
different
I mean-
requirements.
He could,
The other thing that we can't change is, for instance, our ADU ordinance does not apply to Shadow Ridge.
What ordinance?
ADU, auxiliary dwelling unit. You can't have detached granite flat in the Shadow Ridge.
I mean, but I don't see the problem. I just see, I can see us, if you want to try to start changing this, let's see, Shadow Ridge PUD, should they want ADU, they couldn't do it according to their code for Shadow Ridge.
Their code says only one dwelling unit per lot.
Okay.
So
They could attach something with a walkway or something like that.
they not really.
Okay, so that's too.
That's how it was set up.
Okay.
If, whether it's 65 or 70% of the property owners got together and decided, yeah, we want to have ADUs, then they could do that. But it's a difficult process to go through to make any changes to that original development agreement.
My feeling is when you buy a lot and decide to build in an area, you should do your due diligence and find out what the restrictions are.
Yeah.
And because, we bought a house already built in Shadow Ridge and I knew there were some things I couldn't do because I looked it up.
Yeah.
And if you want something that you can't do in that area, don't buy in that area. I mean, because if somebody
Right.
buys and then comes to us and says, I want to do something that's not in the code, they don't have a leg to stand on, do they? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think we went through that at one time
Mhm.
with a gentleman that wanted to do multifamily.
Yes, we did.
Well,
Sorry to bring that
That's
up.
No, it's okay.
If
I'm
it's
all
a
right.
matter of, if it's a matter of briefing Dwight on the fact that he should be up to date on these PUD codes, I think that should
Yeah.
take care of it.
I've already given him a document that shows what the various residential codes are for the PUDs. It's not obvious. During the break, I had 4 weeks off. I went to California and just started looking at this map and with the thought, can I really understand what the zones for these various lots are? Not easy. You look at the original plat map for, say, Adams Falling 1, and that tells you one thing. And then you go through a stack of all the changes that have been made over the decades, and you find that in one document it completely changes not only the zone, but how many lots there were on that property. And so we ought to be able to look at this map and tell what each property is zoned, and that's very difficult to do right now.
Also,
Melanie?
our lawyer went through all of the documents that we had as well, and he had difficulty figuring it out and explaining it to us
Yeah.
as well, so.
He went through Vivendi Parquet.
But as an example of what things are going on in the PUDs.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Well, one thing is clear. I don't think we can change a specific PUD's documents.
No, we don't have to.
Okay, so whether the lawyer can understand it or not, that's what it is. But I don't know what we're going to try to achieve. If we want to pass some sort of ordinance that says the PUDs are subject to, they're subject to the requirements they set. So I mean, that's senseless,
Yeah,
you know, so I know what we're trying to achieve, John. I don't want to be,
well,
I'm just confused about what it is we're trying to do.
I think, for instance, Adam 5.2
Yes.
is now expired. So our current single-family residential code is not a good fit for the size lots that are in there. So it makes sense to create a mid-sized lot code and a large lot code. And I'm just going going off of the DOLA model code.
Well, I remember when Adams filing was done too. Some of those lots along the highway were supposed to be commercial.
They were originally, yeah.
And I don't think they ever became commercial.
Are you talking about filing 1 or filing 2?
Probably two.
Probably two, yeah. They're mostly homes now.
Yeah,
And if does any of our code allow construction of a home on those lots? On Highway 69 North?
the ones that are on Jerry Drive?
No, on Highway 69 North.
Right here.
I guess that could be Dre Drive on the south. on the
Yeah,
south.
because there's no access to those lots
Yeah,
off
but-
of 69.
Right, but I'm just saying, all right, so let's just say Jerry Drive. Some of those lots are very small. And I'm curious as to whether or not that our smallest lot code would allow somebody to build a house on it.
Those lots are still bigger than the lots in historical district. I'll also say that when we did approve those lot splits, we were violating the PUD because the PUD said you cannot do any lot splits. But it's expired now, so that's water
Wait a
under the
minute.
bridge.
I have a question. You say it's expired. Does that mean that the covenants or whatever of that PUD are no longer binding?
That's correct.
So then it would default to whatever the city of Westcliff is, wouldn't it?
I don't know that without talking to an attorney.
But it would still be zoned residential, right?
It would still, yeah, it'd still be zone residential.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember old, but I don't remember us allowing any splits of lots up there.
We split, you see where the tiniest lots are, between 69 and Jerry Drive?
Yes.
Those were 5 lots split into 10.
Wow.
Yeah, the small one, it's 0.17 acre.
I think, somewhere around 2020, 2021.
Just before they started putting barracks up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, but you say those lots do fit the lots in.
Those smaller lots, would fit very nicely in our existing
Right,
historical Westcliff.
right.
The other lots are larger, mid-size, and then across on the west side of Adams Boulevard, those would be a better fit for a large lot,
I have a question.
residential code.
Is there any lots in the old part of Westcliff that one lot has one house on it? Meaning
Yes.
that they don't
Yes,
go across one lot size?
so,
If there is, there's gotta be less than 5.
it's a very small.
Very small, because mine crosses like 9 lots.
This is, our existing code, says you have to have 2 lots. 2 of the
Right.
25 by
2 to
120.
25 by
2 of
125.
those lots, to build. However, the code also says you can build a duplex on that or two separate dwellings on each of those lots. Plus, if you add the ADU ordinance on top of that, you can build 4 dwellings on 2 lots. So you can essentially build a 4-plex based on our current zoning language on 2 lots.
That'd be one small setup.
Yes,
Okay, but, okay.
but you can't build on a single lot.
So in effect, the smallest lot that you can build on in the old school area there is
50 by 150.
50 by 125.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it just boggles my mind because my house, I only own 1 lot. I own pieces of 8 more,
Yeah.
7 or 8 more.
I don't even
Who
know how
let that happen?
Not me.
No, I know. It was built, the house was built in 95, so if you were mayor in
I
95.
was there, no, I just started, I wasn't on this board.
Yeah,
Now, so let me go back to this thing.
Sure.
So in this Adams PUD, do they have a right to build a duplex under their PUD guidelines?
They do not,
No. Okay,
but they do not.
so,
But that at least now, after it's expired, they conceivably could be allowed to build an ADU.
So what you're saying is you're proposing that we put some restrictions?
I'm not proposing anything
Oh.
right now. I'm just saying,
Okay.
I've been looking at this. This is informational now.
Okay.
No intention on voting on anything.
are you done, Leslie? I'm sorry. I didn't know these these PUDs expired, so,
Only one.
so, she did this, Celeste did this in 1999?
Yes, filing 2 was 99 and filing 1 was 1982.
So 99, and when did it expire?
It expired at the end of 2024.
And so could that association of homeowners reinstate it? If they wanted to?
Conceivably, if they all got together and said, yeah, we want an HOA,
And they don't.
and the chances of that happening are slim.
Right.
Uh,
Well, so in Shadow Ridge, that's gonna expire too.
No, it lasts in perpetuity, the language. You're getting to the place I was when I first started looking at this.
So John, just for my sake, try to make sense of this, is what you're saying that you can bring a consultant in to look at the codes and make them conform to like the DOLA model codes, like small lot, medium lot, large lot
Recommendations.
recommendations?
Yeah,
But would that apply to the PUDs or not?
as I look at it, with a little bit of tweaking of the model code, without changing the PUD, you could create a small, medium, and large would apply to Shadow Ridge, that would be consistent and not be, would be totally consistent with the existing PUD code.
Okay.
Same setbacks, minimums, et cetera.
And so the point of this is what, to make development easier or?
It simplifies things rather than having 7 different codes in a 1.25 mile footprint, we'd only have 3. And maybe that's just my engineering mind trying to make things orderly. Or we could just ignore it and just make sure that everybody knows that we've got 7 different codes, although maybe it's only going to be 6. If we do something in Adams filing 2 that has expired. And if your brain hasn't exploded yet, then you're a
So
better person than I am.
there's 7 total codes or groups of codes.
There are 7 distinct residential codes in the town,
Okay, and so if,
including the one that's in our Title 10.
okay, so what we're trying to figure out is if we want to hire a consultant to come in and try and give us recommendations on how to
Well,
clarify.
we already have the money to
Well,
do that. Yeah,
I understand, but we don't have to spend it.
we don't have to spend it, although it's $100,000.
And Silver Cliff's working with us too. It's gonna try to bring the towns together.
So could you spend this money on anything else?
Yep,
It's designated for that purpose, okay.
that's the scope of work. What is within the scope of work is it's,
Well,
go ahead.
no, I was just saying, I'm still horrendously confused. You said there's 7 codes,
Yes,
but if we did this and they made a recommendation, it was all passed, then we might end up with just 3 codes.
that's correct.
Okay, how do we get around changing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
We wouldn't have.
HUD codes?
We wouldn't have to change PUD, we wouldn't have to change any of those. Their existing descriptions, setbacks, et cetera, would fit within one of those 3 codes. So we wouldn't have to go to Shadow Ridge and say, we'd like to change the zoning here. We just say, what you have already fits within this zone.
It would be simplified so that when somebody comes to build something, we would automatically know what could be built and what it is, that it fits within.
Let's say, if I'm a builder, I can go on the town website and look at Title 10, and there's the requirements for single-family residential. A builder doesn't know that it doesn't apply to the PUDs.
So in effect, Adams 1 and 2
Yes,
are no longer PUDs.
no, Adams 1 is in perpetuity.
Adams 1 is in perpetuity.
Yeah, two is one.
No, I get, in perpetuity, but Adams 2 is a not.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she did that, but that's her business. How about Mission Plaza?
Mission Plaza is in perpetuity.
Okay.
Uh,
And Vivia the Parquet?
Vivian de Parquet expires and automatically renews every 10 years. So perpetuity.
Jesus, okay. And this,
The only one with an active homeowners association is
Is
Mission Plaza.
is a plaza, and so they're their own little
Mhm.
fiefdom.
Need to be a king.
I'm still a little confused why a builder doesn't come to this courthouse and find out the restrictions on wherever the lot is. You see what I'm saying? They come up here and they say, I want to build on this lot in
To the courthouse or to town hall?
town hall. Yeah, here, I mean, because,
They
oh, did they go to the courthouse to get a building permit?
come here,
Right.
right.
So they should be able, you should be able to tell them setbacks and square footages and.
We can do that as of last year when we started digging in and understanding this. But before that, we would just use what's in our Title 10, which didn't apply to the PUDs.
Let's try. Yeah.
I've got 2 hands up. I think, Jerry, you were first.
Do you have any idea how many properties were built on that violate the PUD requirements? Because we inflicted the town requirements?
I don't, but it's not zero.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So,
Nadine?
so it looks like these PUDs that were approved by the town, I assume.
Correct,
They were all allowed to do their own setbacks and requirements, everything like that.
correct.
So what you're looking to do is put something in where if somebody wants to build a subdivision, they have to fall into one of those requirements, right? Or they can say, they can have X number of lots and they can choose where each lot is and what size.
Well, yeah, a subdivision might be different, but, and I'm not sure we have any land left to do any more PUDs or subdivisions without annexing. What I'm saying is, I could, if we decided to go this direction, and I'm not proposing that we do tonight, but we can get this down to 3 residential zones, small lot, big lot, and medium lot. And then we could modify this map, so someone looking at the map would know exactly what zone those lots were in. That makes sense?
It does.
Okay.
And I would say too that you've done a lot of work on this and you understand it as much as it could be, I think. So I don't know as we need to pay somebody money to come up with the same conclusion.
I think that where I would need some help is the actual language of those different codes, especially a new multifamily code. We talked about that too, just to make sure it fits. It is on the agenda, so I'll just talk about that a little bit right now. We talked about this before. We've got a multifamily ordinance that fits the old historical district as based on 4 lots or more before you do that, even though if you have 2 lots within our current language, you could build a 4-plex if you wanted. And then, within that model code, there's language, setbacks and so forth that we might want to modify a little bit ourselves. One thing we do want to modify is our fire department, the Wet Mountain Valley Fire Protection District can only rescue someone out of a 2nd-story building. So we should not be building anything over 2 stories. Exactly. So, and we're trying to get a little bit more clarification from Jeremiah on what that means. That also means that we probably have to have better definition on what does building height mean? And because you have to define that in a way that fits their ladder capability. So anyway, I think a little help from somebody I'd certainly appreciate. I've researched a lot, understand a lot, but don't know what I don't know. So don't want to make any further mistakes going forward. I will say, for instance, the Shadow Ridge PUD, the developers forgot to put a building height in.
Well, they can't go over the towns, can they?
There is no restriction there. However, one of the things we do have agency within a PUD is issues of safety. So we could impose a building height restriction in Shadow Ridge that fits our fire department capabilities. So I just want to throw that out there. Theoretically, you could put 5 stories there if you wanted.
In other words, it seems like your point is bringing someone in and working on all of this stuff will help kind of regulate what people are doing where, or make it easier.
Yeah, which is what this whole map is about anyway, except, right now, you know, I can't put my finger on an individual lot, especially in the PUDs, and tell you exactly what the, requirements, at least I couldn't 9 months ago. So I've been looking at a lot of old documents, just to kind of make sense of this.
And Elliot, just to be clear, this money we're talking about an expert,
Mm-hmm.
we got a grant from DOLA.
Yeah, I know.
So that's not like we did have a match of 25,000, which we did put in from town and taxpayers' dollars, but the rest of it's from the Department of Local Affairs. I don't know what we're gonna achieve by all of this, but maybe an expert would help. And I have, somebody asked about another subdivision. We do have one right south of town here, just south by the park. That Hermit Park, that property could be acquired by one individual and maybe turn it into some sort of a upscale subdivision, a PUD if they wanted to, I suppose.
Are you talking about this old part of that has no water and sewer right now?
Right,
Okay.
or even the property to the west of it could be purchased by somebody to develop, if that's what they wanted to do.
The
So-
Giroux property,
I'm sorry,
that's Giroux's property.
well, they could sell it.
Yeah, they could. So that could be, you're right, that could be a PUD. Yes, Nadine?
So I heard that Silver Cliff was somewhat interested in participating in, whatever we come up with. But are they going to participate monetarily in addition,
I don't have the answer. Melanie, you?
I might be mixing this up with something else, but I believe, yes, they agreed to contribute a much smaller amount than we are, but yes.
Okay.
They haven't approached me. I don't know why they wouldn't.
I see Buck at the CML stuff,
I'm sorry,
I see Buck at the CML conferences and things like that.
he should talk to me.
We're better looking, what can I say?
He is?
No, I am.
So I have one more question.
Okay.
Thinking about, let's say that these people, what if they could give you a solution of, instead of 7 to 3, what about 7 to 1? One
That's
code
what
that would be
happens.
for everybody.
I don't think that's possible. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for Shadow Ridge, the size of their lots, to have a 5-foot side setback. It does make sense in our tiny historical district lots. So it's just the setbacks are gonna be different. The other thing that's gonna be different is we have a minimum house size of 550 square feet in the old historical district. And I forget what the number is, but it's more like 17 or 1,800 square feet in Shadow Ridge, I think. And it's different in the other PUDs as well. So
Well, it seems to me like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, John.
it's okay.
But finish.
No, I was done.
Well, it seems to me like we're really only talking about one area that we can affect, and that is Adams number 2.
In terms of actually making a change, yes. We could make changes in Shadow Ridge if we got 75% of the homeowners in a room and said, hey, we want to do this. And everybody agreed. And then it would snow heavily in southern Florida. But it's just a process that doesn't make sense, especially the effort it would take unless it was something really major that we needed to address. So, yes, we can make changes there. I'm not saying we make changes in these other places. I'm just saying that these new codes, residential codes, mid-sized lot, large lot, would fit with the existing language in the PUDs.
We're not making any decisions about this today.
We're not,
are we?
we're not,
Okay.
we're just having a conversation now,
Okay.
and I'm sharing the heartache and headache that I've been going through.
You should not.
You weren't supposed to be here tonight, Paul.
I said, well, I wasn't supposed to be here.
I thought you weren't gonna make.
But in reality, most of the historical area of Westcliff has been developed, period. So we don't have,
There are two larger lots in the historical district. I don't know how they got created. That are in the order of an acre or more, that are zoned residential, that probably should be zoned as a large lot residential or something else.
where are they?
They are, well, you can kind of see them. This area here, Paul,
Well, one's behind my house.
and there's the Coleman property that has a fence around it.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Off of Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I'm not even sure how they're zoned right now.
No, and there's no streets back there. There's an alley. But there's no streets back there.
No,
There's Second Street, and then there's an alley, and then there's no, we'd have to put streets in, whatever.
I don't think we'd have to put streets in. There's one that only has access from an alley, but that's and then there's the one on Hermit Road. I don't know what that is, or what the zone is.
I think that's commercial.
Well, it's showing as residential on this map, but it is operating as commercial.
Yep.
But I don't want to go on and on. I just wanted to share this information, start to get it, percolating a little bit. Or as Paul said, marinating. And then we'll take it up later.
One more question.
Yes?
So let's say that we hire these people, didn't they come up with a suggestion for the three
Yep.
zones, for lack of a better word?
Sure.
Then those zones have to be presented to the homeowners in each one of the PUDs to see if they'll accept them?
The way I see it, they would not have to be, because they would be consistent with the language of the PUD. So there would be no change in the PUD code, existing code. We just have a name for it.
So we could spend the money and then just, if we didn't like it, we didn't have to do it.
Yeah, we could spend the money, it would come back here.
Right, and we could say that.
And we could go, no, we don't want to do it. We
Yeah.
could say, okay, let's say yes and send it up to the trustees, and then they have to decide. But, so we're a lot of brain cells away from getting that far. Any other questions? Comments? Am I missing anything here?
Public comment.
Public comment.
Well, aren't we gonna have a discussion of
Yeah,
Family.
family zone code 6B.
Yeah, I glossed over that. We discussed that before. And I think that we're still waiting for input from Jeremiah, right? Okay.
From the
So,
fire department?
yeah. On exactly what the building height description needs to be to fit his ladder capability.
Also on that, the town would not build these. A private builder would build these.
Are you talking about the town-owned property?
The one that says proposed multifamily zone.
Yeah, that, we're not building.
No, but a builder would build it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have restrictions on what they can build? And
That new multifamily code that we need to zero in on would apply to that property.
we haven't done that yet.
And we haven't done that yet.
You don't have it done yet?
No, I don't. Yeah, I would do it if you wanted me to, though.
We have some, I can't remember the name of the company we hired, but we have some sketches.
Chaffa give us.
Yeah, Chaffin did.
And I think everything was 2 stories, right?
Yeah, multi-story
And they were all a little bit different. They look like they fit into the area really well. They did a really good job, in my opinion.
My question is, I'll just say it, would these be Section 8 apartments?
I'm sorry?
The kind where you pay your rent according to your income, like the ones in Silver Cliff.
Section 8 here in the town too.
The,
Really?
this quote expert, I think, is gonna help us with that, isn't he?
Or she.
He or she, yes.
Is it a possibility these could be owned? Could these be condos?
It's something we would decide, I think.
People
Right.
take care of their property when they own it, much better than if they rent it.
Yes, well, not everybody who qualifies for affordable housing can afford to buy. So you're going to have to make a decision about what your priorities really are.
I
Or
think,
split it, yeah.
I think it's very difficult for someone making, or a couple making 30,000 each, 60 a year to afford to buy anything. So
Well, part
some of
it
this will
is-
be rental.
yeah, we're trying to keep the cost of these things down.
Yeah.
And, hopefully that will help people. If they can buy, if they can't, they have to rent, of course, whether it's with us or somebody else. So, by the way, we're meeting tomorrow to go over the, bid documents, which is, they're about that thick. So anybody wants to go page by page with me about Fulton.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to you. Do we have any more public comment? All right. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
One more thing, Joe.
One more thing, okay.
There is a plat that is older than the one of the town. There should be a copy of it here. I have one myself. But it extends these streets. Lincoln, Chicago, and Hartford.
Yes.
Hartford
It extends those into the Giroux property?
and my property.
Oh, your property over here where
My property. right here.
Winky Pond is?
Yes.
Okay,
And it brings Second Street down too. So if you're,
yeah.
this is, the Drews may own it. I mean, a lot of people own lots, but I would think that we're gonna want to,
Are there road easements within that property is what you're saying?
there should be, I don't know how it gets, how it stopped there myself. It just is a different plat, that's all.
I think,
So,
I think-
I looked and saw, I don't think there are or there are not, but I don't know if there's.
so, now, one thing that we've been finding is our documents are sometimes incomplete. And so if we go to the county and say, give us everything for a given property, we get more information. So Melanie, could you ask the county what they have on that property, west of south of Hermit and west of
Third Street.
Third Street.
West of Third.
Now, I have a, Melanie,
Yes, sir.
I'll bring that plat, I gave it to Caleb. And we'll see if it's there. If it's not, I'll bring mine in.
The old one, the old one?
It's older than this, yes.
Okay,
Okay. And,
All right.
and just one other thing, another thing this consultant is going to be able to help us do is some of this
yes,
digital plating and making this map current and look,
yes.
so it's easier to understand, so we know.
So we can use that money for that?
Mhm.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So, a motion to adjourn,
I make a motion to adjourn.
second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
I,
Aye. Meeting adjourned.